get some position changes up. We've got 5 red lights. And we are underway. And that looks like a very good start round the back of the field, but I believe that was for Cameron. But that's a fantastic start for EA AIDS Dan, who has taken it. In fact, Legend is up to P2. I don't know what's happened with my grid. Somebody's gone flying off the track. I think that's Roscoe into turn 1. And Legend has now dropped 2 positions somehow. And Swinners is up. In fact, Greg has lost a load of time. Swinners is up to P3 in McLaren. And Legend has had a very interesting line off track. It looks like a very clean getaway so far on lap 1. Please don't tell me I just jinxed it. I have jinxed it. Roscoe's out. He's been put into the barrier down the Kemmel Straight. And we've got a VSC. And Wolfsheimen has had a 5-second penalty for a collision with our F1 Warhead. I don't know what's happened quite there. And we've got a full safety car on lap 1. I kind of saw just kind of the aftermath of that. Just a very slight kind of happening there. I didn't see exactly what happened, but that's a shame for Roscoe. He bogged down a lot after turn 1, and then yes, then we've got a bit of a problem. Oh, that looks very close. It looked like Legend was swerving to get out of the way of Swinners then. But yes, it's going to be under a delta until of course, the 2 Mercedes catch up. Biggest gainers so far are, well, for one, RNG SWFC fan, who's come up 5 positions. Russell's gained 2, Cameron's gained 2 as well as that Baggy fan has gained 2, is up to P7, Vision's up to P6, and Swinners is up to P3, and Chicken Rosary has got the jump off of his teammate and the start. Dan's on the soft, so you would have thought he probably would have had better tyres. Oh no! Russell's out under the safety car. And Wolfsheimen's out. Oh no! We're down to 12. We're down to 12. And we've barely even started the race. Hopefully EA Dan is pitted onto a new set of tyres that is like actually legal. As well as that, we've had a few more pit stops as well. Yeah, EA Dan is now on the mediums, and that I feel like it'd be fair enough for us to say that should be enough for us to say he can now maybe save himself a bit of a disqualification because he's pitted lap 1 technically, although it is under safety car. But I mean, he's not going to go to the end on those tyres, but people who will go to the end on those tyres are Cameron and SWFC fans. They will definitely go to the end on hards. The hards, however, are very bad to drive on. I found personally, I struggled driving on them a lot. But yes, intervals are all over the place at the minute, and it is then Chicken Rosary from Swinners, from LSW Legend. And then there were 12. We started with 15, we're on lap 2, and 2 drivers have crashed under the safety car, and we are now down to 12. This has gone very well. I was kind of hoping we'd have a nice, relaxed race. We could kind of chill. Something that is quite big for the championship is the LSW Legend is now above Gregor's. Something as well to note, Vision has had a great start. P3 in the championship, he started P8, he's now in P5. Baggy Fan started P9, he's now P6. Very, very tasty stuff. Some good things throughout there as well. Nothing really there to look at. And of course you can see RSW F1 fan has got a 5-second penalty. He'll be serving at his next pit stop because he caused the collision, I believe, with Roscoe. No, it wasn't for Warhead. I believe he hit Warhead under the safety car. You can see 3 drivers always stops, and somehow you've got Cameron and SWFC fan who have hit lap 1, and they've still both gained 3 positions each. Nice one, game. Nice one. Interesting, this one did 3. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Czech said he should be right now. I think that's enough to let off Dan now. Of course, it'll be up to the Div 3 stewards to decide that, and I'm sure it will be under investigation because of course he did start on the wrong tyres. But I reckon that should be enough to save him. That is, we're talking about EAA's Dan, who's currently P10 after he pitted lap 1. I reckon it'll be the end of lap 3. The safety car will come in. You can see currently the order is Chicken Rosary, Swinners, Legend, Gregors, Vision, Baggy, Maxwell, Unreal, Sam and Warhead, then EAA, it's Dan, Cameron, and RNG SWFC fan. Those bottom two will definitely be going to the end, but I doubt Dan will. I think that's a bit too much of a push to go to the end on those tyres personally. But we'll see how it all goes. We'll see how it goes. Look at that Marshall waving his yellow flag. He knows exactly what he's doing. You can tell that's somebody who knows how to do their job and does it well. I've got nothing to talk about. I won't lie. I'm in Sam's boat there. If Dan doesn't pit again and he finishes the race on those same set of tyres, he doesn't pit again, then yes, he probably would get qualified because he then hasn't done a mandatory pit stop. Technically, Dan still has a mandatory pit stop to do, which I think he probably will do. I don't think his tyres will go the distance anyway. I did a sim race on Friday kind of afternoon before the Friday race and did one, and that was very hard on my tyres, and I pitted on lap like 7 or lap 8 onto mediums, and I went to the end and I was struggling then. I was like 60s, maybe even 70s. Like, it was a very dark orange colour. I didn't see the percentage when I crossed the line, but it was a very dark orange colour, which is never nice. That's close to red. That's like bad. The only people that have lost positions so far are EAA, it's Dan, of course, because he's pitted, and Gregors. The only two people that have lost positions so far. It looked like Gregors had an alright getaway, but somebody who looked like an even better getaway was the Legend, who actually went up to P2 momentarily and then fell back down to P4 on the exit of La Source. As we come through Stavelot now, the safety car is in this lap, and I'm expecting Chicken Rosary to slow down, which I believe he is doing now. Yes, he is. He's slowing down, and he's just forming up the rest of the grid. Probably not slow enough, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's got a bit of a while to worry about that. He probably needs to slow down a little bit more. He's going very quick, to be fair. But it's time to see how we all go under this safety car. It will be Dan from Swinners as he gets them going. I think he has got them going now, but he might get held up by that. You know, he has. I think he was going slowly there, and he hasn't really gained much time from it. And Swinners is right behind him, and he's going to get a lovely tow down the Kevin Straight. But it will be Chicken Rosary from Swinners. It looks like everyone's in formation, really. There's not really anybody battling. Somebody went a bit wide. It looked like Maxwell's gained a bit, lost a bit of time, and Unreal Salmon has actually got past him. That is the one. That's lovely angle from Swinner's car as he gets past gets to close down and trying to overtake Chicken Rosary. And I'm sure he'll be burning all of his airs now as he tries to go for a move, potentially up the inside into turn 1. And he gets the move done. He does get the move done. I had to quickly go onto a different camera because I couldn't see it. But Swinners takes the lead on his medium compound tyres. And he takes the lead of the race. He's had a fantastic start. I've got like 4 positions. And Chicken Rosary loses the lead on the safety car restart after a pretty dodgy restart, as we said. Didn't get to gain much time. And now Swinners can really flex those muscles and try and get up and get a win for McLaren. Big gaps down the field already. His Baggy fan is quite the way off the rest of the pack at the minute. I'm wondering if that's a speed thing. Because in fact, I cut to him. He's off the road, which is never good. He's dropped back 2 positions already to his teammate, and then furthermore to Maxwell. I'm wondering if maybe he's got a bit of damage underlying somewhere. And it looks like Warhead was about to start battling with Dan, but he wasn't. And we continue on. I feel like these are the battles I want to watch at the minute. That looks like the most exciting ones that are happening, although Chicken Rosary is right on the back of Swinners. I doubt that's going to be a move territory. He's not. He's going to stay behind him and try and go again. This will be one of them where they just keep on swapping positions throughout, I'm sure. We have had a move though for EAA's down on WF1 Warhead. In fact, so much so that Cameron's tried to have a go on Warhead as well. He hasn't quite made it, and Cameron's had a dodgy run. So because of that, I'm sure SWFC fan might have a go. I think he's a bit too far behind for that at the moment. And it looks like Rosary's had a dodgy run coming out of the source. And although, now I say that, Legend has dropped back even more. We're about 1 lap away from DRS. Was the most important thing. Probably at this track is a bit of DRS, easy to make it a bit easier to overtake. As you can see, the top 2 using the slipstream and catching right back up to Swinners. Sorry, second and third, I should have said. Is there going to be a move down the back of the field? No, it looks like we're all in one big train at the minute. I say a big train, but there's no DRS yet because the gaps are a lot higher than 1 second. There's a lot of big intervals there. If you look at the gaps to the leaders, you can see there's already a gap of 10 seconds between Swinners and SWFC fan, but the top 3 split by a second. They're very close indeed to one another. As you can see that there, and in fact Gregors is kind of in a bit of a land of his own at the minute as well. He's a little bit further behind those guys, and that's what it looks like there. We've got a move from Baggy, EA8 to Dan, as Dan makes the move up the inside into the chicane. Oh, that's somebody who's going a bit wide in the background. Then that's SWFC fan. Cameron tries to have a go on Warhead. Oh, Baggy has a very dodgy run there through campus, and he might get even further backed up at Stavolo. I think he's going to lose another position here to Cameron, who's going to go side by side with him. We go on board with Cameron. There's no room between the two of them. Baggy's pushing him off the track and into Blanchimont. Oh, Baggy's lost it. Oh, Baggy's lost his wing as well. Oh no. Baggy very, very aggressively squished Cameron off the track, and then when they go through Blanchimont, they come together. Baggy spins into the barrier. I was on board with him, he did it, and that is not what you want to see at all. Let's get some telemetry up. We'll get some telemetry up. We'll go on board with the top 2 because they are very close to each other, and here comes Chicken Rosary as he goes past Swinners into P1. He takes the lead of the race back. It didn't take long, and he's back in there a couple laps after. That was definitely DRS assisted. Now that he can do, will Swinners potentially try and make a move? He tries to make it around the outside of Bruxelles. He doesn't quite make it work. He tried to have a very interesting move around the outside. Very tough to do. Very tough for the mortal man to do. And I'm sure only people in the McEwen division would really be able to do something like that. There may have even been some earlier on. I might be wrong, but this is what it is. This is how it goes, unfortunately, sometimes. As somebody who is very low on fuel is Unreal Salmon. He's lost a lot of fuel already, considering we've had a safety car. And you see this train behind Maxwell at the minute is very tight. But it's almost as tight as the one for the lead. I don't know where to look. It'll be interesting to note, as I saw, I think it was Legend kind of go off the track a little bit there. Something that'll be very interesting towards the end of this race will be penalties. This is sorry, we've got a bit of a battle. No, we don't have a battle, but we do have a battle. At the same time, Unreal Salmon and Vision into the chicane. Salmon goes straight on, but he gets it round enough to do the final corner, and they go side by side down the start-finish straight into the source. Who's going to come on top? It's going to be... oh no, Warhead's gone. Warhead's had a spin of sorts. And RNG WFC fans go into position. And he's also lost one to Cameron at the same time. Everything's just happened all at once there. I don't know where to look. Somewhere that might be there to look is Swinners, because he's going around the outside down the Cameron train. Unreal Salmon's out! Oh no! And I tell you what, he's not the only one. Maxwell's out as well. And we've got another safety car. I reckon there's been a coming together there of sorts. Hopefully we'll get an on board with Baggy fan to understand properly what has happened there. But whatever it was not nice. Hopefully we can see it on board with Baggy. But that looks like it wasn't a coming together. So it was 2 separate incidents, was it? Let's look at that Baggy going flying through. Oh yeah, they're both just kind of off to the side on the road there. Looked like it was 2 incidents. I see. So Maxwell was trying to kind of avoid it by coasting, and because of that, he unfortunately spun and crashed out. So we're down to 10. Now, if you finish the race, this is a very important message to everybody that is currently driving on the track at the moment. If you finish this race, you will score a point. That means play it safe. You get points for your team. You get points for yourself. And you are living large. Everyone in that top 10 is full-time, so they will be scoring points for their teams, for their drivers, for themselves, for their teammates, for their joint constructors, for everyone. And Swinners has pitted. Swinners has decided to pull the trigger. Be interesting to see what tyres he goes on to. In fact, we're going to go to tyres now. The only person there that I see who should pit is Warhead. If I'm being completely honest, I think the only person in that there to pit is Warhead. Maybe some of the hard runners to go onto mediums, because you can do that and go the distance on mediums from now. I am 100% certain mediums will go the distance from now, unless you have some sort of incredible problem. Somebody who has done that is Vision. Well done, Vision. Very clever of you. You've done well there. You're in my good books. Somebody else who's pitted is Warhead. I believe Baggy will probably stay out. He might gain a position or two. In fact, I think he'll be... Oh, Baggy's pitted. Oh, no! I've just watched that happen live. Oh, dear. Baggy fan. I cannot believe it. It was a problem in qualifying. And it's a problem in the race. And unfortunately, he won't be going down Weardale anytime soon, because he's going to be going home in a St John's ambulance. Yeah, he's out of the race. That was very unfortunate for Baggy, but it is quite funny. I'm not gonna lie. We've had it a couple of times already today. And oh my word, this race is getting more and more over the place. It's so unpredictable. You can't tell what happens. I've literally just said drive carefully and you'll score a point. And Baggy goes and does that under the first lap of the safety car. That's really impressive. I won't lie. I do feel bad for Baggy, but also... could have been a bit more cautious, probably. EAA Dan has just overtaken Warhead. I assume he'll let the other one go. Unless Warhead went off the track. Warhead's got wing damage. Warhead has got wing damage under the safety car. This is... this is prime moments Div 3. This is beautiful. This is iconic. This is vintage Division 3. This is like season 3, season 4 days, Div 3. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He hasn't got an end plate. He does not have a front right end plate. So we go on board with him. He managed to get through the pit entry. Baggy, that's what you want to do. Watch and learn, Baggy fan. I do feel bad for Warhead though, because I was just saying how well he was doing. How much it was helping his race, the fact that he put on them. Unless he has a new set of mediums. He does have a new set of mediums. Get in, Warhead. You're back in the race. That's what we like to see. Look at all those fresh mediums as well, because they'll definitely go into the end. Chicken Rosary, Legend and Gregors all will have to pit. They're going to be going for a medium soft. They'll be pitting probably around that 13, 14, that sort of area, maybe even 15, around that sort of area. They'll be pitting, going onto softs to the end. They're going to have to be very quick as well. Hopefully what they'll be hoping is that Swinner's on the harder compound tyres, on the hards. When he's going to be on the hards, he'll be a little bit slower, most likely. It's always slower when you're on the harder compound, and the hards are pretty horrible to drive around. I drove around them for quite a lot on Friday. They weren't nice. I won't lie, they weren't very nice. And so if I Swinners, I would be thinking I would probably want another safety car late on so I can pit for softs, probably, if I'm being honest. Maybe about the time, like just after the front three have pitted, if I'm Swinners, you get me? But as long as everyone finishes, they're going to get a point. And I can't reiterate that enough, because there's unfortunately been some people who have not listened to my advice. Now, I can't say that. I do feel bad for Baggy, bless him. But it is, unfortunately, we are down to 9 drivers. We've already had 6 retirements. We're on lap 9. That just makes it sound really bad. I'm expecting the safety car to be in this lap. We'll probably find out just about now. There we go. That was pretty close, in my opinion. I think I got that pretty much bang on. I mean, it's quite clear, because you can just see on the Sector 2, Sector 3 split. In fact, I think it's a couple seconds after, maybe a second after, But it's going to be Chicken Rosary again, restarting. Let's hope he gets a better restart than he did last time, because he lost the lead like that, straight away. Like a snap of a finger, he lost the lead because he went into Les Combes. He's not slowing down much again. And I tell you what, he's going to be bogging down like a... Yes. is what he's going to be. And look at that Legends right on the back of him. Oh dear. This has gone not very well for Chicken Rosary, who again has not slowed down enough under the safety car. He might just keep the lead. Legend is burning his ERS, which personally I wouldn't be doing, because it's going to give you a bit of a disadvantage. You're on the run down up through Radion now. As he pushes then, he puts on his burners, and he's going to be right on the back end of Chicken Rosary. He goes to the inside, down the Kemmel Straight. It's going to be a drag race now to see who takes the position. They go side by side into turn one. Chicken Rosary takes a nice wide line, and he keeps the position, it seems, but Legend's going to stick it back in. And he's pushed him off the road. No, he hasn't. He's actually done it quite cleanly. He's going to send it down into Bruxelles. Is he going to get it done? Look at that. He sticks to the curb and he gets the position. That's a fantastic move, LSW Legend. That is absolutely beautiful. And the championship runner-up currently in the standings, he's now in the lead of the race, and he's taking that fight to Gregors. And that's what we want to see. We want to see a lovely championship fight. This is the 14th to last race of the season. There's still 13 races after this. And we want goodness. We want goodness for the rest of the season. We want lovely on-track battles. There's not going to be any driver moves now unless they bring somebody into Div 3 that is rapidly quick. That's the only way. This is a bit mental now, as Gregors has had a run on Chicken Rosary out of Stavolo, it seems. And I've got the burps again. There we go. That was not much nicer. I thought he was going to have a send at him then through Blanchimon. He didn't. Oh, but I tell you what, somebody has got very close to Swinners, Jesus. Oh, a bit wide there from Gregors, but I think it's going to help him out. He might be able to send one at the inside of the source, which I wouldn't be surprised if he does. He doesn't. He backs out of it. Almost gets rear-ended there by Swinners. Cheeky. And it is not to be. Okay, so we've got... look at this for a scrap. 4 people. Bit wide there from Swinners. Nobody's got a penalty yet. We're on lap 11. Nobody's got a penalty. Then again, most of our laps so far have been under the safety car, so it doesn't really count. Look at the gaps. Look, I mean, Swinners isn't gaining that much on Gregors. He's going to send it around the outside. In fact, Gregors is going to break even later. Send them both a little bit wide. And now Swinners is going to have a better line. If he can get a good line coming here now, he might be able to send it up the inside into Bruxelles. He does not. He decides to back off, brake a bit earlier, and get a better run, maybe down to No Name, which, well, doesn't, if I'm being completely honest, and runs wide. Surprising, not a penalty. There we go, there's a penalty, and it's SFW FC found the first track penalty of the night, I believe. Which, to be fair, lap 11, not long. I mean, one of the people down below might have got one. I might be wrong, they might have had one. But of course, we can't see it now because they're out of the race, and it's kind of irrelevant whether they've got a penalty or not now. The only thing that isn't going to be relevant for them is if they get any race penalties, like time penalties for after the race, of course, because they're not going to be added to their race time. They might become quali bans or more license points or something like that, and that's something they don't want, if I'm being honest. Cool. So it's getting a bit tight between the top two. Gregors has kind of backed off a little bit after that pressure from Swinners, and he's kind of lost touch to that top two of Chicken Rosary and Legend, who now are very, very tight to one another. Everyone's still quite close. Warhead's backed off a little bit, and DRS is now enabled. Rosary's had a bit of a dodgy exit of the bus stop, and so Gregors will be back within DRS for the back straight. And you can see, look at that train of drivers coming down as Warhead is boxed. That's not what we want to see. We don't want to see drivers boxing. I'm assuming he's probably picked up a bit of damage, maybe hit the back of somebody on the restart, which is not something we want. Of course, Warhead just finished the race, mate. Don't pack it in. If that's my opinion, don't pack it in. You'll get points. He's put on the softs. I'll tell you what, they might go. They might just go if you're brave. That's like 11 laps, but they might work. They might go. It'll be tough, but a safety car will definitely help it out. Anyway, Legend is in the lead. There wasn't actually any moves, I don't think, there. It was a bit boring. We want moves. You don't want to see people just staying in the same DRS train. We want moves. We want carnage. We don't want carnage. We want people staying in there. Cameron's got a penalty. That's made it interesting because now him and SFWC fan will be net on penalties and they'll be having a little bit of a scrap, I'm sure, to see who comes out on top between the two of them. And it's lovely and juicy. Yeah, I won't lie. That baggy crash reminded me a bit of Sem in Spain. Very similar. In fact, I would still say Sem's is worse personally, because he kind of just like spun around and then spun again into it. But you know, it's pretty similar between the two. I won't lie, but I would say Sem's was still just one level above it. Maybe we should have put that in the season montage chat. Somebody get that in the season montage chat. Get the Sem crash of Spain in there. Get it in there. So that was amazing. Oh, we've got a yellow flag, and it's EAA's Dan. Is that a problem? That looks like a spin, perhaps, at Molanchimon. And Swinners has decided to box. Has he boxed to maybe put on some softs, I wonder? We'll have to wait and see. EAA's Dan has just got back on track now. And he's, in fact, got a fully intact wing. He might still box. Swinners has put on softs, interestingly enough. I think that's too early. Again, I still think that's too early, personally. Oh no! Legend is gone! Legend has crashed. At Eau Rouge and Radion again. And it's the victims again, and we're down to 8. We're down to 8. It's almost half the grid. So we're almost at half the grid. Be wary of the legend. He's off to the side of the road. He's right. Going up Weardale. I said I'd say it for Matt, as he's not here in honour of Matthew Darnell. We are calling it Weardale for this lap. On lap 13. Oh no! Oh no, Dan! Oh no, Dan! Well, I've watched that on stream. There't no hiding now. I won't lie, that's impressive. Again. Oh no. He spun at Lakon. Turn. That's the second braking point in the track. Whatever turn it is. Turn 4, 5, something like that, I reckon. But he spun and he's on the hards. If I'm the edge, Dan, I'm pitting now and I'm putting on softs. Apologies if you can hear about the racket that's going on next door in a minute as well. This has currently got a party going on, a little Halloween party. I wasn't technically invited, but I was the taxi man, so I kind of had to be there. And I was the Uber Eats driver, that's what I was. And Swinners has got a penalty now, and Chicken Rosary has boxed. I was about to wonder why we were down to only 2 of the top guys that run it, but that's because Legend crashed out. And we've got another crash. EAA Stan, in fact that's Warhead I think, has spun. Is it Warhead? It is. Warhead has not got a front wing. That's not what we want to see, and the gaps, this is the problem here. When you're down to 8 drivers, you don't have many people in the train. It's like everyone's just going to be spread out down the field now. However, what it does mean, people like Swinners, never mind, I think Swinners has just spun. I think Swinners has just had a moment. In fact, it wasn't Swinners. I think that was Chicken Rosary. I think Chicken Rosary has had a moment out of the pit exit. Had a half spin or something. Because I saw the yellow flags come out. I wonder if maybe he had a bit of a spin coming out of the pit box. I might be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. But something that will be interesting is seeing just where Gregors comes out in that little battle. Chicken Rosary, Swinners, all of that lot. EA, Dan and Warhead are both pitted. They're going to put on softs. They're going to go to the end. But that's going to be tight between the two of them to see who comes out on top. Yeah, but I'm excited to see just how much they can now split down. EAA's Dan is out and we're down to 7. Oh no. And we've got a safety car and Gregors is sat in his cockpit, and he is laughing his head off. He's 3 seconds clear of the next driver on track, and now he's got a free pit stop onto the softs. Well, I never. If you didn't think this race could get any more unpredictable, Chicken Rosary and Swinners have already boxed, and now Gregors can pit. If I'm being honest, if I'm 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I would box as well. Vision's pit, Cameron's pit, SWFC fans pit. Get in! That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see everybody on fresh softs for the last 6 or 7 laps, however many laps we have on the safety car. And where will Chicken Rosary come out on track? I think he'll come out at least P2. He'll be tight. He could get past Gregors here. It'd be very tight. Oh, I think Gregors has just got him. Just. Yes, Gregors has got him. Swinners is in P3 now. And that's juicy, that is. Look at that. The top 7 are all going to be split nice and close together. Under for the safety car restart. That is lovely stuff. We love to see things like that. Yes, we've only got 7 drivers, but hopefully we can have a 7-way scrap for the lead at the end of the race. That would be something that I would love. I won't lie, I've missed most of the crashes so far. Oh, I can hear a nice little bop going on next door. That's quite a nice song. Yeah, have a little boogie to myself. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. So this has made it very interesting. Someone like Swinners probably can go to the end now on those tyres. Although if I'm him, I'm probably not weaving my tyres yet because otherwise they'll be heated up like the sun. That'll be hotter than doors on a night out, that is. And I mean in the sweaty kind. What am I on about? I don't even know. Right, I'm just digging myself. Just worse and worse stuff. Right, as you can see there, everyone's on the safety car, everyone's nice and close together, and it is getting very tasty. For the last few laps, we're going to be probably about 7, maybe 6 laps of racing towards the end of the race. We'll have at least 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We'll have at least 7, I reckon. I reckon it'll be 7 laps of racing. We won't be in this lap, I reckon it'll be next lap. They'll probably give Warhead another lap to catch up. At least I hope so, because I'd love to have Warhead. Well, I'll tell you what, today just gets weirder and weirder. Because I've just had to change my headset because randomly, I think it's because of inactivity on my main account, my headset has just turned off. Didn't give me any warning about battery or anything, and I was charging it all yesterday. So didn't run out, that's one thing for sure. Didn't say anything about it, unless it might have said it when I went to get a drink under the 5-minute break. But, yeah. So that's made it interesting. And now we're down to 7. And Warhead's caught right back up again. This will be it. Oh, don't go too quickly, Warhead. Jesus. I saw him on the minimap. He was flying. You can see all these guys that's weaving now. So there was Gregors. There was Chicken Rosary. Swinners. There was Cameron. There was SWFC Fan. There was Vision. And there was Warhead. That's the 7 that are left in this race. We've had 8 retirements. And now there's only 7 drivers left. And we're going to have 7 laps of racing. No, we're not. We're going to have 6 laps of racing because we're going to start on lap 17. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 6. That's 6 laps. We're going to have 6 laps of racing. We'll definitely be under the safety car. That's 100% certain. This is an Owen guarantee. We're going to be racing again next lap. And we're going to have 6 laps of racing with 7 drivers. Hopefully, it's going to be a 7-way battle for the win. 3 drivers have got penalties, 4 drivers don't have penalties, and it's going to be very tasty. That's definitely a disadvantage for the likes of Swinners, Cameron, and SWFC Fan. Probably a bit of a disadvantage for Chicken Rosary and Swinners as well, who have already pitted before the safety car. They lost out a little bit. I reckon Chicken Rosary would have got past Gregors if it wasn't for that safety car. And now, I think it's about time we do get in. Hopefully you can hear me alright. If you can't hear me, please let me know. In fact, I'm going to check myself quickly. Okay, cool. Alright, I believe I can hear myself. I can hear myself speak. I can hear myself think. And the safety car is in. To think that there's people next door, they could probably hear me about what's happening. Oh crikey, that looked close. I thought Chicken Rosary was about to bin it then. I won't lie, the way that looked. Here we go. 7 drivers to go. Look at that. That is the sort of gap that you want. And Greggs has gone very early. He's caught Chicken Rosary out very well. Very clever, Mr. Greggs. He's let it go early, so he's got a big gap. Probably won't lose too much time he won't lose the position. Now look at that, 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds now. Clearly had a slightly better exit to Chicken Rosary. That's going to be fine. Swinners has already lost the position to Cameron. In fact, he's dove up the inside of La Source. Cameron round the outside of La Source. Yes, please. And Swinners has got him back. Never mind. He's got him back very quickly. Maybe it was an unsafe... it might have been an illegal overtake because he overtook him off track. Let's see, Warhead's already backed off a load as well. I wonder if maybe he's not in the session. Might be the case. Might be wrong. We'll see. But yeah, look at that. Greggs done perfectly on the restart. That is what you call a safety car restart and a half from Greggs UK. Anybody that's doing a race later on around Belgium, that is how you do it. That was fantastic. I tell you what, Chicken Rosary's looking fast on those softs as well. He's already gapped a second to Swinners, and that has made things very interesting in the overall gap. Look at that, 3 stops. 4 stops for Warhead, 3 stops for Cameron, 3 stops for SWFC Fan, and here comes Chicken Rosary. He's right on the back end there of his arrival for the win. And he's not the only one either, because SWFC Fan's right on the back of Cameron in that train for P3. The podium is up for grabs, very up for grabs. He's passed him. He's passed Cameron. I don't know why I wasn't on board with him, but he's passed him. SWFC Fan is up to P4. Look at Cameron with his lovely pad steering inputs. He comes through, and is he going to send it? Oh, come on, send it. You know you want to send it. He sends it round the outside. He's going to send it round the outside of the chicane. Oh my word, what a move. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's forced him off the track a little bit, and here comes Vision. Can Vision maybe do something here? Maybe send it round the outside. He does. He doesn't. Ooh, SWFC Fan. Very close there. Ooh, a little bit of touch there. A little bit touchy-feely. Down at the source. Coming through now. God, look how close they are. That is nose to tail for Eurovision Rally. That is ballsy stuff. Ballsy stuff. And Vision, Cameron, and... oh, look at that. Bit of moving. A bit of movement as well. Swinners has got past Chicken Rosary. Has he? Oi, oi, oi. He has made it move. And look at those two going wheel to wheel. Hello. That's a bit naughty, cheeky. And Vision's up to P5. Look at that. You go for a move on one person, and you get snapped up by the person behind you. Swinners has got another penalty. He's up to 6 seconds. That's not good. He's going to lose a lot of time there, I think. I mean, Cameron's lost a lot of time to them. I think overall, he'll be alright. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But somebody who's not messing about is Chicken Rosary. He's been overtaken and he wants to take it back straight away. He wants to get this win. You can feel it in his eyes. He wants this win. He wants this victoire. And it's coming. I don't know if it's coming. Greggs, like, his restart is fantastic. He's the championship leader. He's the championship leader for a reason. And Greggs is looking at a victory with just 4 laps of racing left to go. As we come through the final couple of corners, Cameron in P4, he's looking very decent. ERS is now enabled. Swinners is the fastest lap of the race so far. He's absolutely risen his ERS, but not as much as Chicken Rosary. They're very similar, but somebody who hasn't is Greggs. Greggs is going to be using all of his ERS now to try and get as much pace as possible, try and get as much time and pace advantage as possible so he can stay ahead of Swinners down this straight. Clever stuff from Greggs. While those two have been battling, he's been saving his ERS, and now he can burn it down the Kemmel straight, although I don't think it'll be enough because Swinners is going for it. He's going for it, and he is going for it. He's going to take the lead of the race, is Swinners, and he does. There's somebody else that's making a move. It's Vision. He's up to P4, and Warhead has made it past SWFC Fan. Has he? Oh, Cameron's off. Oh, no. Oh, Cameron's gone off at LACOM. He might have come together with Vision now, I reckon. But just having a guess at it, it would make sense if they've come together there. They were going side by side just before, and I've gone on board with Warhead and SWFC Fan. who has just got another penalty. And Warhead suddenly looking at 10 points potentially, even more. He's potentially looking at P4 if it stands at this rate. It will be tight, I reckon, with Swinners, with his 6 seconds that he's got. But this is the battle that we want to look at now. The top 3. This is the closest battle on track. The top 3, they're kind of gapping everybody else at the minute. I reckon Vision might be able to catch a bit of time on there. But what's interesting, first and third, got barely any battery left. Gregor's loads of battery. And he's going to be thinking tactically. He's got his mindset on. He's slightly more experienced. He knows what he's doing. He's using experience to the better here. And he's thinking of what he can do to really sort this out. And I'll tell you what, Swinners has almost got a podium here. He's very tight for it. Gregors, here we go. Go on, Gregors. If he's smart here, he's not going to let him get it done. Oh, very tight there. Very touchy-feely again for the source. It's not so far, isn't it? And Chiro's going to try and have a go. And to be honest, if that's me, that's what I do. Gregors is going to have a go now. But I'll tell you what, Chicken Rosary is going to be right alongside him. And they both hunt down Swinners now. As it's going to be Gregors and Chicken Rosary. Look at that. There's a move there. Well, the move wasn't really done, I guess. As these two do battle, is SWFC Fan and Warhead. Very squeezy, very touchy-feely again. Very pushy off the roadie, very elbows outy. And, yeah, well, SWFC Fan stays ahead of Warhead for now. Tight between the two. I don't think they're Davidsons because I think SWFC Fan raced last time out, if I'm not mistaken. I think he left. I think he left. Yes. Sorry, I got distracted. Kind of zoned out a little bit there. Happens a lot. Not exactly the cleverest of people. Brains, that's one thing for sure. I don't have much of them. Anyway, here goes the top 3 again. We've got just about 2 more laps left of racing. 2 full laps of racing starting in about 5 seconds time. In fact, less than it now. It's about 2 seconds time. Oh, Gregors lost the back end there, and that could be pivotal. As Chicken Rosary's got past, and that is the net late for it. Oh, look at that! How late it goes. Crikey. That is very tight. Very late on the brakes and very close to an incident there between Gregors and Chicken Rosary. Now Gregors, use your brain, go for it, absolutely send it. I know you want to, and he's going to go for it. Oh, what is that for a camera angle? Oh, FOM, you're better than that. And now it's looked away as he's got past Chicken Rosary, which he has. And look at that, he's got up to P2. Well done. That's a much better one. I prefer that a lot more. I thought I heard Crazy Frog in the background. Very odd. It's not. It's something else. Anyway, apologies. I was a bit distracted again. Intervals. What am I on about? Is SWFC Fan and Warhead again battling? And they're squabbling for P5. And Warhead's, I think he's probably a bit too far behind. Oh no! God, that looked very hard there. And it looked like very close. So all he has, he's got end plate damage. Warhead's got end plate damage, and his fight for P6 is all but over. He'll struggle to stay P6 even now. Chicken Rosary's got a penalty, and the alarm bells are ringing. Here we go, Gregors. This is a win for you, mate, if you just keep it clean. People are saying the warning signs are there now. Just be clean, Gregors, and the championship lead will be extended. Legend hasn't scored a point. Rosary sends it up the inside. He goes deep. He just lets him go. Good idea. As well as that, for the final lap, you're going to be even further ahead of him. So, I mean, you're not going to. You're going to have DRS. Sorry, on Chicken Rosary. Swinners will probably take the win on track now, but it'll be very tight. Vision, one of the only drivers left without a penalty. He's in P4. He seems to be in a land of his own. The closest battle on track is the battle for P2. Although it's not going to be much of a battle because, of course, now Chicken Rosary's got his penalty. Gregors is still going to go all out for that, and that's what we love. Is he going to use some ERS? DRS, sorry. He's not. Has he not got it? Is it being disabled? He hasn't got it. That's odd. He didn't get DRS down the camera straight. I don't know why. That's very interesting. It looks like it's going to be podium for these three because Vision hasn't caught up quick enough to the top three, and it looks like it's comfortable for those guys. Gregors, again, he's just going to chill, but if he chills too much... Oh, no, never mind. Just remember the Swinners has got enough penalties. One thing that will be interesting to see is Warhead can actually get P6 off of Cameron, because Cameron has got 6 seconds of pens now. As you can see, we're on the final lap here at the Circuit de Spa, Franck or Champs, and it is, well, we are close. We're close now. Just one sector to go for this top three. It's going to be Swinners from Chicken Rosary from Gregors, and they're all burning their battery to see who can just get ahead. It looks like it will be Gregors, Chicken Rosary and Swinners in that order, if it stands how penalties are currently playing out. But we'll see how it goes now. Swinners will now go up to, well, he's going to be P1 as he crosses the line. He takes the provisional victory, but it's snatched off by Chicken Rosary, and then Gregors takes the win. It's Spa. It goes to Gregors. Vision crosses the line just 2 seconds behind in P4. He takes P4 comfortably, and here comes SWFC Fan and Cameron. Both have got plenty of penalties. The question was, will Warhead get it? I think he's just too far away, which he is. He was 3/10 off. He stays P7. We had 7 finishes in the end. Wasn't too bad. It was probably more than some people have expected, considering how qualifying went. We did have more crashes in the race than we did in qualifying. That's kind of expected. Driver of the day went to SWFC Fan. Put some driver of the day votes in the chat, because it's a very tough one to guess, actually. I would probably give it to Gregors, to be fair. He's been very quick. Very quick today. He was very comfortable. He just saw it out. He took the lead under the safety car. No penalties. He guessed the strategy perfectly, and he takes the win for it. Probably one of my votes for driver of the day. Who would you give it to driver of the day? Let's have your prediction. Let's have your driver of the day votes in the chat, as I'm going to try and get the top 3 into the party now. I can't even remember how to do it. Yikes. That one is invite to a party. Invite to a party. Invite to a party. There we go. I've invited the top 3 to party. So just to run through, the 7 finishes were Gregors, Chicken Rosary, Swinners, Vision, SWFC Fan and Cameron and Warhead. That was the 7 finishes. And then we had 8 DNFs, which was EAA Stan, Legend, Baggy Fan, Unreal Salmon, Maxwell, Wolf Shaman, Russell, and then... Oh, what? I didn't think about that. It might not work. And then Roscoe was the last person as well. Now thinking about it, parties aren't working, so I do apologise for inviting you guys into the party, because it's not going to work. So I'll just say now to you, congratulations on your podiums, because I'm not going to be able to hear you, because well, the stream's a bit all over the place and party chat's not going to work, so you're not going to be able to hear yourself on the stream, unfortunately. So I'll just say congratulations to you here, and then you can go to your separate ways. I do apologise. Yeah, well done on your podiums. Great work from all of you guys. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. That's going to be it for the rest of... Well, it'll be it for tonight. It'll be the rest of the evening, rest of BST. As I was saying, we're going to GMT tomorrow. Remember that. Don't forget to change your clocks. We're going to be going to the McEwen Division tomorrow at 7 PM, and hopefully you can join us all for it. And then of course we then have SLRT on Tuesday, SLRT on Friday, and then we've got the Netherlands weekend coming in after that, so make sure not to miss it. And then it's going to be the SLR 3rd birthday week, and everyone's going to get excited for that, because we all have a bit of a birthday weekend. Thank you all guys for watching. We'll see you next time out, and thank you all for watching again, for all your support. I know it's been a bit of a hard stream, being only myself on comms. As many times as we tried to sort out the party, hasn't worked, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the driver of the day votes as well, much cooperation in the chat. We'll see you next time. Cheers and good night.